Hi guys, it's me again. So in the last video, I mentioned that I want to start talking about some toxic patterns in our relationships because I have been talking a lot about self-love. And since I firmly believe that our relationship with other people is a reflection of our relationship with ourselves, I wanted to kind of touch on the topic of toxic relationships and mostly, of course, on the topic of toxic love relationships, although it can be applicable to relationships with family and friends and so on. There are all sorts and types of relationships in the world. So I don't feel like I have a right to give any love advice because if I would be happily married with children and so on, I would probably feel more entitled to do that. But I do have experience in failed relationships. So I feel like I can speak from my experience. And also I talk a lot with people who also have been through it, and I talk to people who are actually happily married, and I see patterns around it. So although I don't have it all figured out for myself, I have a lot of ideas, and so I feel like I can share them, and I don't claim it to be the ultimate truth, and of course like take everything with a grain of salt. So basically I feel like the reason that we choose people who are not the best for us is because we don't have the best relationship with ourselves. And usually it can be both sides, but usually it's a woman who chooses a emotionally unavailable partner. Like it's just the things that I see more around myself. I'm pretty sure that it can be vice versa, that the woman can also be emotionally unavailable and so on. And then there is like a lot of suffering because one person wants more commitment and then the other person doesn't want to give it to them and so on and so forth. And we think that we can change the other person and then we can't, and then we hit a wall and then we suffer and so on. So I just wanted to make some points. And also this video is actually inspired by another video that I watched today in the morning by a really nice and sweet guy that also like is really good looking and so on, and you would think that he has a lot of success in his relationships and like girls hitting on him and so on. And he just told a story of like how his ex-girlfriend cheated on him 8 times with 8 different people, and he was like, but it's not her fault, like I mean it's kind of my fault. And I was like, what? Well, so anyway, this story apart, I think it's just a really good illustration of that we go back to someone who hurt us because we kind of have this idea that if we are gonna fix this, then we somehow will prove that we are worthy of love. And I think every unsuccessful relationship, every toxic relationship, every relationship that is not good for us comes out of the lack of belief that we deserve it. I mean, like a good relationship with love and so on. And out of wanting to prove our worth to that specific person, like let's say emotionally unavailable person, because we think that this is something that's going to fix our relationship with ourselves. But basically, if we attach ourselves to a person who is emotionally unavailable, that is a reflection of us not being emotionally available to ourselves. So most likely we don't pay attention to our needs, we don't really put ourselves first. Usually we don't spend time alone with ourselves, or if we do, like there is always something playing on the background, we don't really sit down to listen and so on. And also what I've noticed with myself is that we can choose this like one emotionally unavailable person and like focus on them, but then we will be emotionally unavailable to other people in our lives and don't even kind of pay attention to that. And usually, I mean, I don't want to villainize anyone either, because like emotionally unavailable people, it's not that they do it because they want to like hurt you or anything. It's because they are also emotionally unavailable for themselves. And usually they're just avoiding any like real feelings and commitment and so on, just because they're scared, and they can actually really love you and want to be with you, but then they will be like avoiding any real connection or commitment just for the fear of being seen as they are and heard as they are. And this is going places, like there are so many things to cover here and so many different levels to it. But what I want to say is that normally it comes from our childhood, because one or two of our caregivers were either not there, not emotionally present, they weren't there for us when we needed them emotionally, or they were manipulative, or they put a lot of emotional responsibility on us. Maybe we had to be the parent to our parents because they were not like really emotionally stable. There are so many things, but basically like our emotional needs were not met as children. Almost most of us. Like there is really not a lot of people who had like a perfect childhood where they were like listened and heard and so on all the time. So I don't know if there is a cure for it. Like, I mean, there is definitely a cure for it, but basically, I think a lot of the times we put a lot of pressure on like finding the right person instead of being the right person for ourselves. And now I'm not saying that we need to like isolate ourselves and go to therapy 10 times a week before we are fully healed and completely good in order to start a new relationship. But I think it's also unfair, like if you're an emotional mess, to like bring someone else into it before you figure it out for yourself. Just that's something that I would avoid personally. What I'm trying to say is that we need to start showing up for ourselves. And I know a lot of people who kind of, as I started saying, put this emotional responsibility on someone else to make them happy. And I've talked about it a lot. Like, no one is ever gonna make you happy if you are not making yourself happy. This sounds like you can make it really sexual, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that we cannot put the responsibility for our feelings on anyone else. Another person is a whole separate individual. They can not talk to you if they don't want to. They can ghost, like it's bad, but they can ghost you. They cannot reply to your messages. They can avoid you. They can do whatever, like basically they're free to do whatever they want. They're not like obligated to be with you and so on. And the way that you react to it kind of tells you about the beliefs that you have toward yourself. So why do we stick to the people who treat us badly? We think that we deserve to be treated like this. And that's what we need to work on. It's not like we need to make that person, that specific person that we are fixated on, to treat us the way that we want to be treated. We need to understand that this is the person who behaves this way, and probably they're not going to change their ways, because in order to change, a person needs to want to change. And we cannot make someone want to change if they don't want to change. I don't know if that made any sense. But anyway, so they are the way that they are. And either you accept it and you're like, okay, this is not what I want in life. This is not what I want in my relationship. This person is like this. It doesn't seem like they want to change. It doesn't seem like I am able to change them. So I will just take my stuff and go, and I will either stay by myself for a while, learn to meet my own emotional needs and so on, and then I will find someone who is more emotionally available, who is better for me, who is ready to commit or whatever. That's what you want, because it's totally fine if that's not what you want. I wanted to say happily ever after, but that's also not what's going to happen. Like I assure you. Another person, whatever the problem is in your relationship, they are the way that they are. You can communicate your needs to them, but if you repeatedly communicate your needs in a kind way to them, and they continuously don't do anything in respect to that, like they continue doing things that you ask them not to do, they disregard your feelings and so on, this is just the way that they are. And probably they're not even doing it because they want to hurt you. That's just the way that they are, and you need to accept it and move on if that's not what you want. But because we have this belief that we don't deserve anything better, and that we need to fix them or fix the relationship and whatever. The only relationship that we actually need to fix is the relationship to ourselves. So when we will find this needs that we want to be met by that other person, because usually it's something, this is like an erroneous belief that we have inside of ourselves, that we want to kind of, it's a symptom. The thing that we react like this to someone's behavior is a symptom of something going on inside of us that we want to, it's kind of like a plaster or like a painkiller that we want to put there, because it will, even if they do what you want them to do, you can like manipulate someone to stay with you or do things that you want to do or whatever, but it will not like solve the problem that is inside of us. It will just kind of cure the symptom, but the problem will still be there, and the next time you will also react the same way to something that somebody does, and instead of like walking away from situations that are not good for you, you will continue staying there and tolerating that and doing things that you don't deserve to yourself because you didn't find the reason why you were doing that in the first place. I feel like this video is not making any sense. I just have a lot of ideas that are all intertwined with each other, and it's not structured at all. But basically, I started with this story of a person who was cheated on 8 times by someone, And it's not like he found out like afterwards, like he knew that that was going on, and he continued going back. And I feel like this is a very extreme case, but we do that a lot. Like we go back to people who hurt us because we want them to change, because we think that then something inside of us is going to change, but that's not what's going to happen. Like we need to change ourselves first, and we need to find what is it that keeps us in these places, that in relationships that lead nowhere or that hurt us, and why do we continue putting ourselves in these situations. And it's usually not really obvious, and no one is actually also going to save you. Like I just realized that a couple of days ago, because I went to a place that I really, really, really wanted to go for like a really long time. And I was there and it was beautiful and I like it was amazing. And then I was there and I was like, yeah, it's so pretty, and it like I wanted to do it for such a long time, but does it make me happy? Like really truly happy? No. Mm-mm. And I realized that it's the same with like any dream that you want. Like when you have the job that you want, it's not gonna make you happy. Like it's gonna make you content for a while. Like you're probably gonna be excited about it and so on. But if there is like not that happiness inside of you, like it's not gonna change much. Any like the most beautiful place in the world is not gonna make you happy. The most beautiful person that you love, that you're gonna be in a relationship with, like even if it's the relationship of your dreams, like it's not really going to make you happy, even if it's this person that you have been fixated on for like 5 freaking years and you cannot let go, and then finally like one day they randomly decide, okay, like yeah, sure, I will be with you now. It's not going to make you happy, because the thing that was making you unhappy is still within you. Like you will find another trigger that will trigger the same feelings inside of you. So it's really about fixing ourselves and not about fixing the situation or another people. Because when we start fixing ourselves, the right people start gravitating towards us, and we pay more attention to people that like treat us the way that we deserve to be treated, and the people that are not good for us, are just kind of falling apart from our life. They are just gonna like fall back, and we are not gonna have them in our lives anymore. And if we still continue going back to something that hurt us, we need to have a really good look on why we are doing that. Basically, well, I hope that made some sense to you. Let me know if you want me to talk more about relationships. I'm not happily married or anything, but I do have experience. I do talk to a lot of people. A lot of people come to me and ask me for advice, and I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure I'm the right person to ask this advice? And so I know a lot of stories, and I can kind of share my thoughts on that. So let me know if you're interested in that. And I will see you in the next video. I love you very much. Be kind to yourselves and to others, and choose the people and the relationships and places and jobs and so on that are good to you, because that's your decision. We always have more choice than we think that we